Welcome to season 4, episode 19 of the Film Bros Internship Podcast. I am Tim. With me is my co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
What can I say? Welcome to America, my nephew.
Oh, Uncle. Uncle!
Uncle Bill.
Good. Uncle Bill. Ha 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 ha.
Love Bill Tong.
It's the dubbing in this is unfortunate, but I
think it's
fun.
good dubbing.
Maybe
it's
better on the Blu-ray.
It is. It's fantastic on the Blu-ray. There are some performances you're just like, but otherwise, it's mostly Jackie does his own English,
right?
In the
you can tell
on the Blu, and it's good. Yeah. They completely redid it because they had their own English track when they were making it.
Yeah,
and was it Dimension, New Line? I forget which one bought this movie for international release. They're like, let's redo that.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's beautiful on my Blu-ray. I'm glad I got to watch it this way.
I did see it on Blu-ray, and I was like considering it. And I was like, I'll just do the digital. And I'm like, I started watching the digital. I was like, I kind of regret this choice. Like,
if you want to borrow it now, just ask. I can.
It's fine. You know what? I still think like as much as there were some annoyances with, I think just some of the sound stuff was just off. Like it was more stereotypical with the sound being off, dubbing wise, especially with some of the action that really ticked me off. But otherwise, you can still greatly appreciate this movie. And anyway, we saw Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, we did. I believe it was your choice.
Yes, it is my choice. And part of me, I also did not have it up ready to go this time. Just like last episode.
Do you want me to give you the IMDb real quick?
No, I want to do it. It's my pick.
Okay. Oh.
All right. So, a young man visiting and helping his uncle in New York City finds himself forced to fight a street gang and the mob with his martial arts skills.
Young man. How old is Jackie Chan supposed to be?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is like, we're at the tail end of Prime. I don't know about tail end. That might be mean. Okay, hold on.
For Jackie Chan and his abilities, you're probably right. This is like, he's still really fast in this movie.
He's still really fast in this movie.
Once he starts making all the, predominantly American stuff, he's definitely past his prime by that point. So
yeah,
once the rush hours start, he's gotten a little slower, and you can tell.
But
still faster than anybody else
good.
you can work with in America.
Yeah, I still feel like it's definitely post Rush Hour 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rush Hour 2 is the like I don't know. Like I don't know if
that's certainly the quality of his movies.
It's not the peak, but like I would say even in some of what you're gonna see stunt wise and stuff like that, it starts to trail off too after 2.
Right. Once he hits his 50s, it's like,
it's yeah. But you know what? It's still freaking impressive. Like it's like everybody wishes, you know what I mean? Like so sometimes it's like, you know what? Okay, Tom Cruise, like this guy's been doing it already.
That's what I've been screaming for years. Like everyone, like, wow, Tom Cruise broke his ankle and still kept going. Like,
yeah, I wonder if he did
doing that shit for 30 years.
I wonder if he did it with a smile on his face as he's doing like fun jokes with the crew on set, like you see at the end of this movie.
Right.
I mean, like it was just so much fun to watch.
These are good bloopers, not the best of the bloopers, not the best Jackie Chan movie.
Really,
still very good.
Good bloopers. I gotta give it. It's not as, but I think it's combination with the song.
Right, it's a good song.
It's a great song.
That was apparently in the original Hong Kong release to Jackie Chan. He's singing a song over the credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and New Line was like, "Yeah, we like this better. This kung fu song, which actually includes the name Jackie Chan."
Yeah, and it's weird because like I don't think I was a Jackie Chan enthusiast yet when my friend Ralph Mastromonaco introduced me to that song. I was like, "This song is great," and then I ended up getting introduced to Jackie Chan stuff. And I was like, "This is even better now." Like,
was I the one who got you to start watching Jackie Chan movies? I don't know when that happened for you. Because I started watching these movies like with Rumble in the Bronx. I'm like, that's when I like.
There was a stage, right, where all of a sudden where it did get on our father's radar because it had Bronx in the title. I don't think he ever actually watched the movie,
No.
but he was just ecstatic that it was like, hey, have you ever heard this Jackie Chan guy? He's making a movie and it takes place in the Bronx. And then he was so excited, like, I was like, oh, I got to watch the movie, Pop. And he's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, yeah, this is the name of the movie. So, oh, is it actually filmed in the Bronx? I wonder if we could see any, could tell any place in the Bronx. It's like, nope, it's actually filmed in Vancouver.
Some of
So,
the B-roll footage is in the Bronx.
yeah,
Some of it's in New York.
none of it's going to track for you. Sorry, Pop. But
But
yeah.
it's very funny when they start like calling out street names. And I'm like, what? No. What? Where is that? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't do fake New York in Vancouver. That's Toronto's job.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
or like it's like Chicago, right? It's like another thing. You kind of
Well, they have the elevated trains, but
yeah,
no, like,
exactly.
fake. You don't ever fake New York for Chicago. You got to go to
Right.
Toronto for that.
Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
or Pittsburgh. No, no, I
Or
take it back.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say I thought Innocent Blood they fake. Did they fake Pittsburgh for New York, or was they just do Pittsburgh? Because I think it actually is just Pittsburgh because they have Penguin stuff in
I
the
think it was
movie.
just Pittsburgh. I think it
You're
was
right.
just
You're
Pittsburgh.
right.
Yeah.
I just see the Italian
It
mob and I
was
think, oh, the
Hellraiser
rest are doing
3
New York.
that did North
Hellraiser 3,
Carolina.
absolutely. Yeah,
It was supposed to
Greensboro
be New York. Gotta love it.
nailed it.
Yep.
So, shall we get into it?
Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Rumble in
All
the
right.
Bronx.
Hero. Our hero is Kyung, played by Jackie Chan. You wouldn't know it from the American cut of the movie, but he's a cop in Hong Kong. And
Yeah,
he's
I wouldn't know that at all because it's just like your dad was a martial arts guy and won a bunch of awards, and so did you. But like, do you still have it? Kind of a deal. Like, so it's like he's not doing that as much anymore. But then he does his whole like thing, like, yeah, I still kind of got it, right?
still got
Yeah. Well,
it.
he's like beating up the dummy.
Right. And he's visiting his uncle in the Bronx for his wedding and to look after the transition of the sale of his market for him when he's on his honeymoon.
Man, does that sale happen fast?
Yeah, hey, it was
Like,
already in the works, so it's
I
fine. They
guess
just
it
had
was
to
like a
haggle the
final
price.
final walkthrough on price haggling, I guess. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like the day after the honeymoon, it is already done, and you already have the keys done.
Well,
Wow, all right.
in the original cut of the movie, the sale doesn't happen until they're at the wedding. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah. So, like you said, Kyung's father was a martial arts champion, and you could tell Kyung struggles a little bit with his memory, living up to him. Uh,
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah, and I
I
think
don't,
in the
it's really weak.
oh,
I
it's
gotta say, it's
you have to infer it just from like him looking at the picture and like
yeah.
taking a moment to like think about stuff afterwards.
It's funny because I feel like there is also some again more Tom Cruise things where sometimes Tom Cruise is just Tom Cruise. Like his character is just Tom Cruise. Like
Right,
Ethan Hunt is just Tom Cruise, right?
right.
Yeah, and
But he's
that's
not.
what yeah, but I kind of almost got the vibe more from this one, and I don't think that's true from all Jackie Chan movies. I think it's particularly more this one than other ones. It's like, oh, this is Jackie Chan being Jackie Chan. This is just Jackie Chan.
I literally struggled to like not to write in his character name as Jackie the whole time.
That's what I kept doing because I struggle with his name in this one. I have to be honest.
Kyung, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
half the time it usually is just Jackie, or some
yeah,
version of
or
that. But
something
yeah. Oh
version.
well.
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
this is one of the more generic
yeah.
hero backgrounds for him.
I was looking at the collection of reviews they had on Wikipedia, which I thought was pretty accurate. And the guy said like as a Jackie Chan movie, it's just kind of an average movie. But
Yeah,
as far as like movies released this year, it's phenomenal. I'm like, yeah.
yeah. Like it because yeah, there's way better Jackie Chan movies.
I
Like
mean,
there's
literally the year before he came out with Drunken Master 2, which is one of his best ever.
one of his best ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this one it almost seemed like "Oh, I'll piece something together for the international audience. Like all right, I'll throw something together, but it wasn't like we weren't really throwing out some A game for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you got some great stuff, I'm not getting wrong. So it's kind of like I'll piece something together for you, and we're still going to be as international. Oh, like
I
oh my
bet you a
God.
lot of that had to do with having to work with the local stunt talent in
Mm,
Vancouver versus his usual crew that he gets to. Because if you look at it,
yeah,
he's not beating down any other Asian people
he's
in this
not.
movie.
Yeah, he's not.
So
He's going against like Canadians and such.
yeah, so that hampers like what he's actually capable of doing. Still great stuff, but not his top notch stuff.
And yeah, and I think most of his impressive stuff is his solo stuff in the movie, or things that don't need the stunt people as much
Yep.
is the most impressive stuff in this.
Hmm.
But otherwise, it's just you still get playful Jackie Chan as his charming self as always.
Yeah, he's a super sweet guy. He's eager to help anyone, even strangers. We see
He's
this
okay to make himself look like a dope.
always, never mind.
Like he's in the mirror and he's like picking at himself and like, oh wait, hold on, let me pop a pimple and like he's doing all this stuff. He's like, he doesn't mind. Like he knows it's fun stuff. Like it doesn't matter to him. Like it's so cool.
Yeah. Um, so right off the bat, we got him for no particular reason gifting a Game Gear with no cartridge.
Yeah, I
Uh,
noticed that. Yeah,
that still works to
yeah.
the
To
neighbor
Danny.
kid.
Yeah.
Excuse me, getting over a cold.
Oh,
And
good.
um, and then he also offers to help out Elaine, the owner of the market now,
Yeah.
with like really no obligation that he had to, but he just offered to like, yeah,
It seemed like he had nothing better to do while he's waiting for his uncle to come back. Because I guess the vibe
right.
was like his uncle's coming back from his honeymoon and then they're going to China.
I don't never got that impression. I might have missed that. I think they were just like,
I thought there was a
I'm
line saying
I
that
can. He's like, I
he's
can
with
extend
his
my trip a
uncle.
little bit. I can help you out while
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
on his honeymoon. But yeah, like you said, he's a lovable dork too.
yeah.
I love it when his auntie appreciates his muscles and then he starts appreciating his own muscles and
Yeah.
starts flexing in the mirror and then like pops a blackhead
Yeah,
too in the mirror while Elaine is like watching on the other side, the one side of the mirror. Not
yeah.
it's funny stuff.
It is. Yes, and
Uh,
I like you because you again you get both, right? You can still see him be a dope, but then another scene you see him do something completely badass. Like he's doing the one hand or not one hand, he's doing the headstand push-ups things.
mm,
Like this is gonna do okay in Body Mass Alone later. I'm just gonna say.
uh, he's doing that in a tank top onesie pajama underwear situation,
It's like some
which is
Sean
just like
Connery old school stuff there. You know what I mean? Like it like the terry cloth almost, you
the
know?
terry cloth belt and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's impressive outfit. The outfits he has in this movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I,
The tucked in
the
shirt to the jeans with the jacket and
the
everything. You're like,
sleeveless turtleneck
yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
Just like that's a one of a kind Jackie Chan look. Yeah, absolutely.
I can pull this off because I'm Jackie Chan and I'm ripped.
All right, and then I love him like you're all garbage, telling the crowd of like hooligan kids, the dirt bike gangs I call them.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you get classic uncle. Like you get the
I love it. Like you said, it's as an actual character, it's not a lot, but the charm of Jackie Chan
yeah.
shines through.
It carries it a lot. And it's weird too, the like you almost think there's a romance he's gonna have with the new owner. Then
Yeah,
that kind of just drops
the
out of
woman who is
nowhere.
more age appropriate.
Right. And then all of a sudden he's like hardcore pining after the much younger woman who lives down the hall from him or
Mm,
whatever. And then there's a romance, a more, I guess, more serious romance there. And then like a complete change to way he starts to act towards the
yeah,
shop owner. You know what I mean? Like almost she becomes an annoyance to him later on, which is
right.
also really funny. Um,
She's very good in this movie.
she's
Well, we'll get
really
into her
good, but we'll
more.
get it later. But I just mean like on his point, like it becomes really funny where he starts to get annoyed
Yeah,
by
it's
her more. Like he's like,
J-
"Oh, give me a break!" Like it's that kind of attitude. Like
Jackie's a
it's kind of
really
funny.
good comedian.
He is.
Fantastic physical performer, not just with action. Just his comedy's great too. So I gave him a 4. I love him. I don't care.
I think that's fair. I actually probably went slightly higher if I remember correctly. No, I actually did went four. Never mind.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yep, never mind. I
So
wasn't
let's
sure if I
get
went 4.5, but I did go four. Like, cause it's a yeah. It's that weak part of the character that brings it down. But Jackie Chan, you can't give it lower than that because it's Jackie Chan.
I'm sure he's had some like if I force myself to watch the tuxedo, I might go lower, but I not, so I will not.
That one, I think,
Uh
I actually saw that movie. That one rests more than ever on Jackie. Just be charming. Just be charming. That's all you need to do.
right.
And I think that one rests more on that. But that's real tail end there.
Mm. So let's get to the weakest part of this movie, villain.
Yeah. Yes.
We got a couple of villains in this movie.
Yeah,
The
are you gonna start
first,
with Tony? Is that what you're gonna start with?
I was going to say, the first of which is the Dirt Bike Gang, led by
Yeah,
Tony.
Tony. Yeah.
They're like a less organized Foot Clan from the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. A
I
bunch of
guess it's weird because it's like at one point you're like, wow, these guys are just real bad. Like this sucks. Like they're really like going hardcore at these people, like hitting broken glass at people. Like they're real bad. And then later on you get this like the romantic lead starts to go like, yeah, guys, come on, we take this too far sometimes. It's like, wait a minute. This I think we're giving this a little too nice of a light on the we take this too far
well,
sometimes.
we'll get into in comparatively, they seem like
Yes.
silly
Yeah.
kids compared to the other gang.
Right. Yeah.
But
Just
yeah,
some hooligans, you know?
just a bunch of young adults that seem to be interested in stealing appliances like fridges and TVs and shoplifting whatever they like.
Right.
And when they're not doing that, they're racing their dirt bikes and just hanging out. Just some bros being bros.
Destroying people's property. Like hardcore destroying people's property.
Not unprompted. I'd say Tony had some beef.
What, not when they're dirt bike racing just over people's cars.
Nope, that's fair.
Yeah. That nobody
Yeah.
had anything to do with that. That's just them just destroying people's property.
Yeah, that was a dick move. I agree.
Yeah, real jerk move. But their layer definitely has TMNT vibes
That's where
of
I'm
the
all getting
first
it
one.
from.
I think that's what. Yeah, all the
Yeah.
pinball machines. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
you want to start hearing. What is it? We care a lot. I can't remember which song plays.
Is that it? Really? They play that song in that movie?
I can't. It's something like that, isn't it? Like I
I've
can't.
not seen Teenage Mutant
It's
Ninja
been a while
Turtles
for me
in
too, but
decades.
it's something like that. That vibe of that song. I want to say when they start going into that layer, and then it's what's his name? Um,
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell out of nowhere, so babyface Sam Rockwell. We're like, oh my god, like
You're
it's
gonna get me to
that
watch that
meme.
movie. I'm gonna be really annoyed at you.
Don't be. It's still good.
All right. So,
No, it's the second one that people prop up too much.
well, we were, yeah.
Way too much.
Although I love babies.
You gave me babies. It's a ridiculous movie. I think we were out because they changed Corey Feldman, and we were really upset by Corey Feldman not being the voice of Donatello anymore. So
It
that
definitely
that
didn't help.
it did not help. But it's
But it's just
way
it,
more over the
the
top.
problem with those movies, they just create, at the time, the hottest cartoon show in the world is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it just every
Yep.
chance it got, it like steered away from it.
Yeah.
It's like, give me, was it Rafa and I forget what the other
Raza.
Raza, okay, and
I
someone
thought
with the
they came
tank.
in. They brought him into the cartoon though. Pretty sure they did.
Eventually, but
Yeah.
like, where is Bebop and Rocksteady? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then oh, now we got Vanilla Ice,
Yeah. Because that was like the biggest thing in the world at the time.
Ninja, rap.
Rock. Yep. But I really loved it. It was like a big thing. Like
Go ninja,
the
go
real
ninja,
rough
go.
was the third one. I think the third ones were official. Like,
I think it's a return to form.
really?
Yeah.
Couldn't even finish it.
We saw that in theater, I think.
Yeah, we owned it on VHS.
Yeah. So you
I don't
definitely
even.
did finish at some point.
Nope. I still think I saw parts.
If you saw it in the theater, you saw the whole thing.
Did we see? You might be right.
Yes.
So I saw it once.
You saw that at the wasn't the Beach Shopping Center, it was the other one before the
I know what we're talking about. Yeah,
town center.
yeah.
Same place you saw Goldeneye.
Yeah.
So in the second half of the movie, the clean cut and more villainous Diamond Gang, led by
Some kind of corporate guy. Oh, please, don't even say it.
White Tiger,
Oh, there it is.
take over as the primary villains. All
Did
the
your
gang.
did your jaw just like go like, ugh? Like
I
I
gave
kind of
like.
did this look. I was just like, oh,
Do you remember it was like the was it Miller Lite? Remember bitter beer face? I think I literally made that face.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Ew, bitter beer face.
Or
No.
what's this? You're here. Was it defending your life? How many days? 9 days. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. Like it's just
Yeah.
like ooh. I'm so sure about
White
that one.
Tiger? Hmm. All
We
right.
sure about this one? You're
All
right.
the all the gang members are dressed in matching suits and are willing to kill
Yeah.
or destroy anything in the service of getting back their stolen diamonds.
And they're good at disguising as the FBI.
Um, or I guess maybe tax accountants if they wanted.
Sure.
So one of the Diamond Gang's most villainous acts is to kidnap two members of the Dirt Bike Gang and shove one of them into a wood chipper.
Yeah, which is like
Uh,
you don't see it, but you're like, whoa, okay.
it's between this movie and Fargo, and a couple of big years for the wood chipper.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a shame because it should have been Angelo that got sent. Angelo's the
But
worst.
Angelo, he was the worst.
He was definitely the worst. I mean, I guess White Tiger's the worst, but yeah, Angelo is the one that apparently because even in the baseball bat scene, right? Almost the whole gang is like, "All right, enough, Angelo. You're kind of being a jerk now." After they all shattered
Ruined
glass,
everything.
they all did these horrific things, and then Angelo does this extra thing. They're like, "Oh, way to go, Angelo!" And then everybody's like, "It's like what?" Okay.
My favorite line in this movie belongs to one of the Diamond Gang members, which I've just texted to you. Uh,
Oh man, I'm about to look it up. Look at this.
Kane goes to the exchange with the bad guys at a restaurant and he lets it slip that he knows their boss is White Tiger. And one goon responds with, "Our boss is not White Tiger." And then it's the funniest. It's so
He's the
bad.
only one that got lines out of that whole group.
Yeah, you're right. It's so fucking funny. I lost. I died.
He looks like I played linebacker for like the Bills at one point. You know, that's what he looks like.
It's White Tiger.
Whoa.
Never
Yeah,
heard of
yeah.
him. And oh my God, White Tiger is just some old white guy with a beard.
Yeah.
He's playing at some kind of like golf tournament when he gets
Yeah,
the call
he's
from his
on like a
goon.
country club at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got like a crowd of people watching him. So it's got to be like a tournament or something.
Yeah, I guess
Like it's
so.
not just
Like
I'm not
some
talking like
yeah.
4 or 5 people. It's like 20 people just standing
It's like
around watching him
later
play.
on though, right? Wasn't he just like I'm disturbing on the phone sounding earlier, but then like the latter part is just on this like club circuit almost. This is like weird. Like
Right. And in front of this whole crowd, he's on the phone. He's like, search for a wire. I'm like, oh, that's suspicious. If I was just standing there watching the guy play, I'm like, that's a weird thing for a guy to say.
yeah.
And then they call him back again. He's like, yeah, kill him and the hostages. Again's on the phone in front of
Yeah,
everybody.
just out loud, yeah.
What? This is some bad villainy.
It's awful. Especially because you have no idea what's any of this. Like I don't even understand how the incident happened with the diamonds getting like the
We
car
hear on the
accident thing
radio,
happens out of nowhere.
we hear on the radio that there was a large diamond robbery.
Right.
And so like then there is they're trying to do a trade-off between this black gang and some other gang.
Right.
And then the Diamond Gang comes back and finds them and kills them all, or at least tries to. The Black Gang gets away, but they die from their injuries.
Is that what? Because it's like oh we're gonna make a deal, and then all of a sudden there's a car accident. Like there was such a jump. I feel that I was like, what just happened?
Right.
Yeah.
So I gave this category a 1.5.
I
Mostly
was
because it had
slightly
the.
nicer.
Okay.
I went two.
Okay.
I don't know
I,
why. I could
I
I could
am ready to go higher than my score. Like I looked at my final score and I'm like, I already had to cheat to get my score even higher.
really.
And so, yep.
All right,
Uh,
yeah, because I'm already kind of upset with how high I went with one of my movies. Is like this movie should be higher, but so I was like, okay, we'll do two. I
how,
it's
how I feel entirely.
okay,
Um, I just made action higher than I can possibly give action to cheat.
yeah, same.
So action stunts. It's silly to bring up first, I'm sure, but watching Kung go to town to the Jinaqua Wing Chun wood dummy is just a blast.
Yeah,
Like, he is fast, and you're just like, oh. And,
yeah.
and anytime watching a kung fu movie and I see somebody going at the wood dummy, I'm like, that is so cool.
Some do it better than others, but yeah, he's really good at it, and it's just fun to watch.
I think,
I'll watch Jackie Chan do anything, to be
I mean,
honest.
Donnie Yen is maybe my favorite to watch do it.
That's fair.
Either him or in his prime, Jet Li is also like really, really good at it.
Jet Li might arguably be the fastest.
Yes, but you haven't seen him at like 18. You should see him at
I
like
know.
18. It's
I
like,
know.
oh, this
Yeah,
is
that's everything
there are
I
no
hear.
no wire
Yeah.
work here. This is
Yeah,
holy
the
shit.
Wire thing came later for him.
Yeah, when he got to America, it's
What
all
more
wire work.
America, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it yeah, but even with the Wire stuff, he was still fast.
Yeah.
He was just so fast.
So as we referenced earlier, Kang is woken to a dirt bike drag race outside of his uncle's apartment, and the bikes race down for $1,000. So I guess like for $2,000 today. The bikes race down the street and then turn, and on the way back have to go on top of the cars parked on the side, up and
Yeah.
down. And
Which
whoever gets
one of the bloopers, like the white woman on the other bike makes a nasty like head
she,
first.
she lands on her head.
Yeah, like it was like ooh, like you understood where they show you them stopping production and say here's another one going in the hospital van. Like
I'm pretty sure she broke her leg too. Not only did she break her leg, but Francois Yip, the woman who played Nancy,
yeah.
she also broke her leg doing this stunt.
Oh
She had
wow.
never, in classic Jackie Chan fashion, they hired this
A
woman.
woman that never did it before.
They like the casting call look was like we need a woman who knows how to speak Chinese, uh, classically trained in martial arts, and can ride a motorcycle. And she's like, I can't do any of those things, but I'm going to audition anyway, and got the part. And of course, Jackie Chan stunt team's like, we can teach anybody, like what we did with
Yeah.
Michelle Yao. It's no problem. This is not so much. She's not Michelle Yao. um, so yeah. But it's still like impressive to watch like what they did get. Like, oh, they're really going for it on top of all these
Yeah.
cars.
They
Um,
really show you like every windshield breaking and everything like on the way. Like
yeah, yeah.
they
I mean,
really show you some destruction.
Jackie doesn't do anything particularly interesting. He just slides down the fire escape and like steps on this
It
car.
was
He's like,
still
no,
fun
not
to
my
see how
car.
quickly he can go down,
Right.
but at the same too, it's like one of the best times where he does his uncle shout, which I really appreciated in that moment because
It's true.
I love it
Freezing
every
my butt
time.
off,
Yeah,
Uncle.
yeah, exactly. Like I love it. Like
Yeah,
even when his oh man, remember his cartoon show?
I love this cartoon show.
It was really good.
Yes, it was.
It just didn't last long enough. I don't think it got enough appreciation. It's like the Jackie Chan show was actually really good. Like,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
it was fun. He's back in the onesie the next day doing his handstand push-ups and then
yeah,
walking on his hands to answer the door. That's just
yeah.
impressive as hell. It's just like, God, this guy's awesome.
Well, apparently he would do finger push-ups too, where he'd do it on his fingertips, which is like insane to me.
I believe it.
Yeah,
But the first real action scene happens 18 minutes into this movie, where Kyung confronts these shoplifters, and
yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with this.
I didn't know either. Like, I had a hard time with notes because there's so many cool things
I had to
happening.
rewatch it multiple times, each like a big action scene.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't. At one point, I eventually was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna enjoy. This is ridiculous because I can't keep pausing on every cool thing.
I did.
Yeah, God bless you then.
Not only did I didn't really pause. I just basically rewatched it and just like,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna start over again and try to type up my favorite parts.
My first note in this part, by the way, that you're talking about is I love how fast he is.
Literally the first thing I wrote too. He is
Okay.
so
He's so
fast.
fast.
He is so fast, and the action is so easy to follow.
Yeah.
It's as it is impressive. He's surrounded by four guys, and it looks easy and plausible that he could take them all out. I
Yeah.
think my favorite part is the guy who picks up like a drop knife and comes at Kyung, and then he uses his jacket to wrap up the knife. He kicks it with his the knife out of his hand, and then tosses him into like a Pepsi with his like into Pepsi stand with his jacket,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all with his jacket. And
Like
it's just like,
spins him basically.
yeah, so
Yeah.
cool.
It's awesome.
Then later that night, he goes home from the market and he witnesses an attempted kidnapping and rape, which he tries to stop, but it's set up from the gang.
Which is a weird thing for this gang, but yeah. Like
Right.
we already immediately think he's Batman, that he's gonna stop this.
They even gave him some like Batman lighting with the blue lights and stuff like that, and he goes into the
Right?
alley. I'm like,
But isn't it so weird? Like he stops one market thing. Well, he's gonna stop every crime then,
well,
huh?
this is why is like, why didn't he mention that he's a cop? It's so weird.
Yeah, it is bizarre.
Because if you go in with that knowledge, okay, he's a cop. He's just always going to try to do the right thing.
I see. It's even weirder for me because I didn't know that tidbit
Yeah,
from
it
your
is.
versions. It's like this is like why he's that much of a do-goodery. Like, oh my gosh,
He is. He's Jackie Chan. You
it's
got to
Jackie
do
Chan.
it.
He's just a good man.
Yeah, he is. So Kyung scrambles around. He's basically surrounded by the gang. He gets kicks in where he can. Best bit is I don't know what the heck it is. It almost looks like a curved monkey bar just sitting on top of the roof. He
Yeah,
uses to like hide under and then uses as a shield. He kicks one guy off the short roof and he gets another on the monkey bar thing, which he bounces off of. And then King rolls off the roof onto a dumpster and he backflips off the dumpster
it's
and then
cool.
runs. It's like,
It was
oh,
still cool. Yeah, it was
yeah.
still cool. It looked like something left over from a playground for sure.
Right? I'm like, and there's two of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. It was like the first time when I don't think it was a set, but it was like this really looks like a set.
I don't know.
But that's not usually his MO. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like I swear, I think he just wanders around sometimes and be like, I think I can do something cool with that.
I do too. It's like
Yeah,
they just like
yeah.
find weird props. I'm like,
Let
you know,
me
like
go to a junkyard and just pick shit out that I think would
I
be
bet you
cool.
he just goes around day to day. It's like, yeah, I could beat somebody up with that.
Yeah.
Let's write a scene about it.
It's I think that's perfectly it because every time I've seen any of his movies, I'm always like, who would have thought to use it in that way? You know what I mean? Like it's just like,
And we'll get
gosh,
to
you're
my favorite.
impressive.
Yeah, we'll get to my favorite one later for this movie. Um, then he runs into a dead end alley, and the gang takes turns hitting bottles at him, which
Yeah.
like shoots lots of broken glass at him, and he gets like cut up really bad.
They show him
Lots of
getting
blood.
cut up right away too, which
Yeah,
makes
like
sense. So, but it was like, oh wow, all right. Like,
stunning amount of blood. And Jackie Chan was like apparently very worried about it. It's like I don't usually show this much blood in my movies.
oh really? Okay, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes yeah.
that's
Doesn't
it's fine. It's fine.
all
But
good fun.
he
I
looked
guess
like
we got carried away though.
hey, yeah, the gang. Yeah.
All right, this
Whoops.
is so weird.
Well, it's just like the guy brought out a gun. It's like, well, no, we're not doing that.
Come
That's
on,
not cool.
Angelo. Not is it Angelo? Is
You
Angelo
ruined the
right? Yeah.
vibe. Yeah. So then the next day, he's all stitched up, and he tries to go back
Yeah,
to the market
Nancy
to
stitches
work.
him up.
Right. She feels bad after she finds out that he was a kind man who gave his her handicapped
Brother,
brother Game
yeah,
Gear
Game Gear. Yeah.
with no cartridge that somehow still works.
Oh, he
Uh,
finds one because clearly he's playing it later. But yeah.
no, there's still no cartridge in which he's playing it.
Oh, but they put the sounds in.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't notice it didn't. I knew when he gave it to him there was no cartridge. I didn't realize when he's at
Nope.
the scene where they show him playing that there
Yeah.
was none. That's
Still no
funny.
cartridge.
I
Yes.
didn't
It's
realize that.
magic Game Gear.
Just like in
Uh,
Surf Ninjas.
I think that would at least had a game
Kwansu,
in there.
dude. No, there was.
Kwanzaa.
I'm just saying because it was an
Yes, that
actual
one.
Magic Game Gear. Like that was actually his thing.
I remember
Kwansu, dude.
watching. I remember watching that with a friend and his dad, like just spouting off. He's like, "That's ridiculous. You could never do that with the game because he like throws it at somebody. It's like and it still works. Maybe with a Game Boy, but never with a Game Gear."
Well, the
I
Game
was like,
Boy's like a
"Okay, man.
brick.
Yeah,
Game Boy's a
exactly."
brick. So I kind of get that. But pure Surf Ninjas is awesome, by the way. I hope that comes
Rob,
up later season.
Rob Schneider's finest performance. Uh, so Kyung tries to go to the market, but gets intercepted by the gang who chase after him. Not done with him yet, I guess.
No, they're
Uh,
mad now for some
and
odd
Kyung
reason.
and runs into an alley. He gets blocked by a car, runs up it, and falls through the moonroof face first. And a dirt bike goes over the car, and Kyung split
Right
his
through his
legs,
crotch.
sticking out from the moonroof, and the bike goes right over it.
I
And
I love the after credits in that moment where you see
in the bloopers,
what
yeah,
the
whenever it's
bloopers
just
like
like,
right after that where I was like he almost gave him a high five like please thank you that you didn't run over my junk like I really like
his junk's pretty far in there. It would have been hard to get him,
I
but
know
yeah,
but it's
still
still
scary.
pretty impressive like it's still like oh my God.
Yeah. Um. So then he goes into a parking garage to get away. And the highlights from this action scene include a truck coming up with Jackie in an alley where he's there, and Jackie's pressed up against a wall. He's like this far from the truck.
Yeah, which is
Uh,
another fun blooper one because it's like you really see like oh my God.
Um, okay, so then you got Jackie climbing up on the side of the parking garage, just going up like freaking Spider-Man, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, and this is pre-parkour days, I feel, where this really is pretty impressive for what he's doing at the time period too.
Right, and then the gang catches up to Kyung in the back of a truck filled with rubber balls,
Oh yeah, that was weird.
which the gang puts into neutral and shoves off the top of the parking garage. Kyung jumps away, which just in time, and the car just with the truck goes bam on this street, and it is spectacular watching all those balls go flying
Everywhere.
like crazy.
Yeah.
Then you got Kyung ripping off a car antenna and slapping Angelo in the ass with it,
Right in the butt. It was great. Yeah.
and then he gives him an up yours sign because Angelo is insisting, "Kiss my ass if you want to live." And then the most spectacular stunt in this movie, probably. Jackie Chan runs up the car, jumps off from the parking garage roof onto the fire escape onto the building over.
Yeah.
No wires. He just did that himself.
And not where he broke his leg or foot or whatever,
No, and he
which
got
is
it right on the
impressive.
first try.
Yeah. It's impressive. And it's another fun blooper one where everybody's just like, oh my God, he did it. Like right away.
When you see how close his foot is to like landing on the rail to that
Right.
thing, which would have
Yeah.
just like fucked him up bad. It's just
Yeah.
like,
It's
oh my God.
insane. Gosh, he's so
Gosh, you're
impressive.
so impressive.
He's so impressive.
Um, then we do get some explosions in this movie.
A little
So
bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Angelo and one of the other dirt bike members hanging out in front of Kyung's building. Kyung is bringing Danny into the building as well, and they all witness the black gang who had the stolen
The
diamonds
diamond heist thingy movie.
crash into like they're all shot up to hell. They're just crashing into a
Yeah.
bunch of cars and eventually just land inside a building.
It just happens to happen in front of all of them. Is so weird. Like it's like this other movie is now all of a sudden crashed into this movie. It's like almost the vibe of it. It's like this whole other thing. There's like
Yeah,
this diamond heist movie is happening over here, and it just happened into this weird gang related market movie we're happening over here. Like it's so random.
it definitely does feel like this other movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Just crashed
Uh,
up into it.
then so like Angelo and the other dirt bike gang member go and try to like rob the dying black
Yeah.
guys for what they have, and Angelo runs away with a briefcase, and then the Diamond Gang makes their appearance in this movie and start shooting the car up to hell,
Yeah.
realizing that the briefcase full of diamonds is gone, and they like leave a grenade to blow up before the cops appear, and it is a spectacular explosion.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Angela gets away with the diamonds and stashes them in Danny's torn wheelchair pillow.
And
Kyung
he's been
grabs the
complaining about
pillow
the
and
whole time.
Kyung grabs the pillow and chair and gets Danny to safety in the apartment.
Yeah.
Uh, then you got Kyung challenging the dirt bike leader to a fight, uh, and easily defeats Tony, and then the rest of the gang get into it.
Yeah, this is the best. This is one of the better action sequences in the movie.
Mm.
It,
Uh,
it's really good.
I love everything with the stolen refrigerators, where you're just like opening the doors
Oh
and
yeah, he's like throwing a guy in one, he's throwing another door open at another one. Like
he's
it's
using them
it's
both
so
offensively
fast.
and
Yeah.
defensively.
Yeah. It's
Like
it's
sometimes
so
he's just
cool.
blocking punches, sometimes he's hitting people in the face with it.
Even with the pinball machines is so much fun too with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottle flip trick.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to watch it like 3 times. Like, did he really do that? Oh my God. Once again, Tom Cruise, your cocktail character ain't shit compared to Jackie Chan.
Man, I
That
kind
was
of did it
awesome.
first, right? As much as we love Tom Cruise, like I kind of did all this first.
Yeah, but Jackie Chan did it better.
That's what I meant. Like I meant Jackie
Well,
Chan. Oh, you're right. Cocktail,
Cocktail came
yes.
out way before this movie. Um, so next great bit though is Kyung gets a hold of a ski.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
fun one.
sure, Jackie Chan gets a ski
Yep.
and goes to town on fools.
He just takes an instrument and you're like, I wouldn't have thought of that. And oh
Yeah,
my God, that's cool.
wouldn't have thought of a single ski as an offensive weapon, but yeah, he
It
whips ass
looked
with
like
that
it
gun.
hurt. It
Yep.
really did. Like it just looked like it hurt. He's
Uh,
beating all these people up.
then at the end of it, Tony just shoots a gun in the air and just like, you win. All
Yeah,
right.
like yeah, yeah, we lose here. Like
And then like Kyung tells them all in like Cantonese like that they're scum of society and that the next time they meet they should be friends and drink tea together. It's like
drink tea. Yeah, I like that part where because like they have one gang member that like understands it and like translates, and the I think was it Tony was like, really? Like he was
serious
like,
about that? And he's like, yeah,
seriously? Like I think I kind of like that offer because like all of a sudden he's like, come on board, Tony. Later on, that you're like, oh, the bad guys are now the good guys. Like it's just like,
yeah. Well,
come
now
on
we're all
board. Let's go get the real bad guys
it's all good.
together. Even though you have nothing to do with this next bit, but sure. And Tony's
Um,
like, yeah, I'm gonna come on board.
it's cool.
Sure.
We cool essay.
Yeah.
Uh, back at so like the next the bit that I like is back at Nancy's apartment. The Diamond Gang have roughed up Danny a little bit,
Mm,
looking for the diamonds, and Kyung goes to get the diamonds in the old cushion underneath the couch. Kyung notices he now has access to one of Danny's crutches, and it's go time.
yes. Yeah.
So Kyung kickflips the crutch to himself and takes out one of the Diamond Gang goons. Then the bigger doofus with the ponytail comes in, but Kyung has taken the other goon's gun and tells him to freeze. And then, but like that's not good enough. So Kyung tries punching him a bunch of times, and Ponytail just shrugs it off with a uh.
Uh, yeah.
Then Danny out of nowhere tosses Kyung a football helmet, which Kyung hits him with, and now Ponytail's hurt and annoyed,
Yeah.
but still standing up and just like, let's go. And then Danny tosses Kyung a massive wrench.
Yes. And he's like, please no. Like I yield.
Yeah. He just goes to his knees like, no, please
And
stop.
it's the one dude who's gotten lines out of this gang like the whole time. And I have to say, like, I'm annoyed that no one has a name, and this is the only dude who has headlines. But like, I appreciate if you gave him this moment because he
Yeah,
owned that little moment of
it
being
was
like,
really funny.
please no, like, okay,
So fast forwarding to Kyung is he has the diamonds now, and he's talking it over with Elaine in the upstairs apartment of the market.
yeah,
And while they're up there, the Diamond Gang has
very stealthily,
it's very stealthily in a matter of seconds, really,
yeah, real fast.
set up a series of chains connected to a tow truck.
Like it looks, the series of chains is like a Cenobite from
It looks like
Hellraiser
yeah, Pinhead has been
just
here.
scattered his chains everywhere.
Yeah,
Get on every pillar of any kind of support structure that could
yeah,
exist in this market is now attached to their trucks. And it's
yeah.
just like,
One truck,
how in the world does this happen?
so quietly.
Yeah.
And the gang destroys the hell out of the market. They just like they
Yeah.
pull and tear
It's
it all down.
actually amazing comedy. It's actually it's weird. It's like it should be this like because it's cool. I mean, they clearly built this market.
Yeah.
Right? This market was in a parking lot. I'm pretty positive that
Oh yeah.
they just built in a random parking lot this market. And just see what they built just come crushing down in the way they did it is just impressive. Like I
It's
was
great.
it's really cool to see everything and then to play it for comedy almost immediately
Yeah,
with
Elaine.
water going everywhere and it's just a wow.
Poor Elaine is like on the toilet at this moment when it all comes crashing down. Her
Careful
entire investment.
to not go over her too much here because she is gold in this moment. But and it's another great too Jackie Chan moment too, because again where he's like, "Oh, stop it!" Basically, you're overreacting. Where it's like, no, her whole life got destroyed here.
Yeah, she's ruined. She wants to kill herself, and to calm her down, Kyung promises to give her a big diamond. And she's
And
like, "You promise?
she's
No
looking for
excuse."
she's looking for diamonds too.
Yeah,
What are you doing? Looking for diamonds.
she's so good.
It is good. It's funny.
Um, Kyung works with the cops to set up the Diamond Gang, who are ransoming Nancy and the Dirt Bike Gang in exchange for the diamonds.
Yeah.
So Diamond Gang gets wise to the setup and are about to take Kyung out, but he gets away from them with an assist of the cops. And now the cops and Kyung are searching for the Diamond Goons, who take a hovercraft hostage and escape.
They like really bring everybody on to their police operation real fast.
Yeah.
Like even Tony's allowed on. Like, all right, Tony. Like,
Well,
yeah,
that's
this
that's
is
at the very end because
very, but still, it's
he's still
still pretty
kidnapped at
weird.
this moment.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He's the guy to
Uh,
save the hostages.
so Kyung climbs up a sailing mast, jumps to another one, and lands on a bridge support, and then jumps
It.
onto the hovercraft.
Wait a minute. I don't even think you're doing this justice
Okay,
because I feel like it gets overshadowed by stuff, right? So
I think
yes,
the movie fast forwards for it too much. Like, wow, he
way too
really
much.
climbed up
So,
there real
so he
fast.
climbed up the mast like insanely fast. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy how fast he gets up there. But then he jumps to another one
yeah,
for it to dip
it
sideways. Like
bends.
it's just going and then and you're like, "Oh my God." Like I feel like that moment is like insane. But they
It's
speed over it almost.
all right because they think that the jump from the bridge support to the hovercraft is more impressive, and I think it's only impressive in that Jackie Chan broke his damn ankle doing it
Yes.
because everything else before that seemed way harder to me.
Because that's when everybody shows up and they show you in the after credits stuff where you're like, oh
Right.
my, like he really messed
Yeah.
himself up on that
Oh,
one.
he's in pain. You
Yeah,
see it. Yeah.
because usually even in other, because again, it's like a trope of his movies. They're always going to show that kind of stuff, at least in the Asian released ones, right? Um, they're going to show that kind of stuff, and like usually he's pretty good about like, oh, that one, like he kind of hops up a little bit,
Right.
like in that one, it's like, oh no, he's actually like legit, like he's hurts.
That hurt.
But then they also like clip to him in his little cart and zooming around people like
He
in,
had he had a good time in that scooter, no doubt.
exactly. It's like oh, gosh, I love Jackie Chan. Like
So after getting on the hovercraft, Kyung gets his foot caught in some ropes and trips off the craft and is dragged and forced to water ski behind this thing.
oh my God, yeah.
And that thing looks like it's going pretty fast. I didn't think the hovercrafts could actually go fast. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it was fun to watch again the after credits thing and just seeing him trying it. Like they show all his trial runs of
Yeah,
him figuring it out kind of deal.
did not look pleasant.
Again, he's not doing this on skis, anybody. Like he's just kind of
Just
doing it
barefoot.
on his
Yeah, it's just
feet.
sneakers. Yeah,
But yeah, it's just like ah,
notoriously fun to wear when wet. Sneakers.
yeah, yeah. God, you're impressive.
Yeah. Um, the Coast Guard and police helicopters try to get into the hovercraft to stop, but goons won't comply and plow through the cops and shoot down the helicopter. Although we only just see this helicopter get smoky and pull away.
Right.
Um,
Is
and
this where it goes on land?
well, before that, it goes through some like civilian boats, and
Yeah.
they get like they're turned over and knocked down, and Jackie's got to have to hop over them. He's being dragged
Okay, so
by this thing.
you're gonna help me here too because like I kind of got lost where he got the sword.
That comes way later, but yeah, I got you.
Okay.
So then the hovercraft hits land and keeps
Yeah.
going, and Kyung is finally stops being dragged. The cops, the hovercraft tries to go down this road that doesn't seem to be part of any part of the city for
Yeah.
the rest of the movie. This looks like all of a sudden they were in like a country road or something like that. Like
Yeah,
all the
I guess
cops
they're
are there.
close to the country club. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so the hovercraft turns around and it's about to run over a little girl who's making sandcastles. So Kyung has to race real quick to get the girl, throw her out of the way to her mother, and like literally just tosses the girl.
Yeah.
And then he gets run over by the hovercraft. But he's on sand, so he kind of just gets buried, but it looks cool because he gets
Yeah,
hit.
which is weird because other people get their clothes ripped off later, but I guess we'll get to that.
The sand
And
helped.
it also reminds me too, backtracking slightly to the wood chopper scene. So gets
You're
thrown
right.
into wood chopper
Back to the wood
and
chipper.
with a chipper, right? And but you get to see the what do
Like
you
the
call this?
skyline,
Yeah, the skyline and the scenery, and you're
the
like,
mountains.
we're in Canada. Like nowhere is this close to New York City.
Yeah,
Like
there are no mountains of that size around New York.
yeah, you're going to the Catskills and you're driving a bit. There's none of this exists anywhere near New York City. So it's just like, what
Not that you
is
can see from the water.
right? It was funny to look at because like as soon as you're there in that atmosphere, it's like, oh, this is so Canada. It's insane.
Yeah, all right. So I'm spoiling miscellaneous a bit, but Jackie Chan wrote about this movie in his book and talking about like the most frustrating things were like one, having to put up graffiti in Vancouver, and then having to remove it after they were done filming for that day because Canada is like, no, you can't just leave up the graffiti.
Yeah.
And the second thing is they really tried hard at first to like make sure that you couldn't see any mountains and make sure things looked more like New York. And then like quarter of the way through it, Jackie's like, all right, stop it. Don't even care. No one will care. Just
No one's gonna
concentrate on the action
notice.
sines. That's no
Yeah,
one
that's
will
what
they'll
cares.
notice,
That's
but
what
they
people
won't
care about.
care. Yeah. Which Roger Ebert pointed out in his own review, talking about like if you really give a damn, then this movie's not for you. And it's your loss.
Yeah.
Because this is fun. Um
Yeah.
so Kyung jumps onto some cars and jumps back onto the hovercraft, which is now driving down what I guess is supposed to be. I can't even hazard to guess which road they're pretending that's supposed to be in New York because Vancouver just doesn't look like New York at all.
Right at all.
The hovercraft collides on the side with a tractor trailer, and Kyung rolls off under the truck and into the street in front of another smaller truck. And the driver gets out and asks if Kyung is okay, and Kyung just responds with a quick "No" and runs back into action. Then the hovercraft runs over a Lamborghini, rips the paint off of it, and it gets stuck in front of a surprise punk show in the middle of 48th Street.
Yeah, this was insane. That's not going to happen ever in New York City. Just a punk show in the middle of a street. Like,
No,
nope.
especially punk. While the hovercraft struggles to turn around, Kyung runs into an antique store and nabs a giant sword that he saw in the window. Kyung gets into the Lamborghini, which had the doors still up, and reverses underneath the tractor trailer, and the doors rip off. And Kyung is back in pursuit. Kyung sticks the sword outside of the car and
Mm.
like kind of kicks it with his foot into place. Just he makes sure it stays
Just
there,
wedges
and
it.
then runs up against the side of the hovercraft to make it pop and make it stop. Then he jumps back onto the hovercraft after it's over, grabs a gun, shoots a guy in the leg, and demands to know where the hostages are. It's
The guy's
it's
immediately like, ah.
it's a really awesome action scene,
It is. What's
and it's
impressive too is
beep 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 beep
they patch up that
with duct tape.
hovercraft like in seconds.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
impressive.
just some duct tape, and it was ready to go.
Duct tape does fix all, but like,
That's
dear Lord.
Yeah, the hostages are secure, and the cops fix the hovercraft with the duct tape and let Kyung pilot the damn thing.
Yeah, they're like, come on, boy. Again, this is where I think this is where Tony comes on, right?
With
Like,
Elaine, Nancy, and the rest of the hostages in there, along with the Diamond Goons still in there too, now cuffed up.
yeah,
They're gonna go to wherever this country club is that White Tiger is playing in his tournament to go and hunt them down. Yeah, go for it. You've earned this. You can
yeah. Why not? That's New York cops are nice like that, you know.
notoriously. Uh, Kyung runs over both of White Tiger's goons. One goes under, and another bounces off of a
Bounces
tree,
like, yeah, it just gets
which is really
flown.
cool.
It is a nice shot.
And then White Tiger goes under and gets stripped bare naked. End of
Just
movie.
weirdly embarrassed.
So out of five, I gave this a six.
I gave it a 5. I didn't go outside of the bounds of things, but
I
I
told you I
also
cheated.
I gave it in other categories, so whatever. I
I
gave it a
simply
5.
wanted to have a higher score than some other movies. I'm like, no, I like this movie more than that. So I couldn't.
You know what? And again, it's weird because like the action in this movie is great.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Sometimes the category thing that we have set up limits how we actually feel about the movie.
Yes,
And
yes, yes. And I feel like too, like there is action moments in other Jackie Chan movies that are way better.
oh yeah,
It
no, like
really is way better. But it's just like am I gonna really shortchange this movie? Like it is that good, like based on what he's doing here, but like that's how good Jackie Chan is. Like I
I'm
mean we
not
said
comparing
our
it to other Jackie Chan movies and comparing it to
yeah.
other action movies in 1995.
And I think that's what we said too, like even when we did 1982 action movies back in the day in our like first season, we were like, oh my gosh, if we included Jackie Chan in this, he just wins.
Yeah,
Dude's just
probably.
good.
Yeah, especially in that time period.
Yeah, man.
So
Everybody's really trailing behind at that point.
yeah. So you ready to go into supporting characters?
I am. I
Okay.
am.
First
Yeah.
up, Anita Moy plays Elaine, the new owner of Uncle Bill's Grocery Market,
Okay, I
and
had Uncle Bill first, but that's fine.
she's pretty damn funny in this.
She's really funny.
And oh,
She gets funnier as it goes, but
oh
yes,
yeah, I think it's a shame she's not just the lead actress throughout, and she and Kyung didn't develop a romance.
I agree. It's a weird pivot. It's a
Yeah,
weird pivot because they really set it up. This is it,
yeah,
right?
because
And
she's
because
admiring him, being admiring his own
there's
muscles and
clearly an
everything.
attraction. He seems to be into her too, because I think it's the only reason why he's like, yeah, I'll help, you know.
The only
And
thing I could think of is like Jackie Chan was still pretending that she was older than him or something because she actually Anita Moya also played his stepmom in Drunken Master 2, which came out like the year before.
oh, really?
Yeah, his
I didn't
hot
realize that.
stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. That's funny.
yeah,
It's just weird moment because like there could have been something here just as easily. Like this whole other thing didn't have because you still have the Danny connection. You didn't need to have her. Like it was just not necessary to do
yeah,
both. It was just odd.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the scene where she's got the hooks trying to get the gate
Yeah.
down, and she just goes up. She's too light. It's like
Let me
that's
help you. No, no, no. I gotta learn to do
I
this on myself. And then she goes up and he's like, okay. He's gonna pull her down. And
I think I need an automatic door. Yes, I think you do.
yes, I think you do. Yeah.
And I love even her dramatic moment where like the store gets wrecked when he's not there because
Yeah.
and
You really, I mean, it's her talk. I mean, this is kind of more of a side. This is side character. Yeah.
we're in
So
supporting characters too.
it's her talk down to him
Yeah,
that gets him to go like, Jackie Chan serious mode. I'm gonna go challenge everybody in their, Nancy, show me where they're at kind of
I
deal.
gotta
And
end this. Yeah,
I gotta end it because that doesn't happen without her addressing him,
she takes
basically.
a big swig of a Coors Light and kindly points out that he would know what happened if he was there, but instead Kyung was out on a date with the gang leader's girlfriend. He's like,
Like legitly calls him out on everything, to be honest.
yeah, and then I
It
love.
actually helps the character because as much as you're like annoyed by like, wait a minute, why we changing the romance, why we doing this, but like at the same time, like every kind of thing you can nick on it, she actually calls out verbally in the movie,
Mhm.
which is like, oh, I appreciate that. The movie recognizes it itself.
Right. And I love everything with her trying to steal the diamonds from him. When he starts showing them, it's like, you
It's
know,
a
how many times
constant
you've
thing.
destroyed my store?
Yeah.
I deserve these
But
diamonds.
even when the whole thing is
They,
destroyed, she's still trying to find more diamonds, whatever she
there's so many here.
says.
They won't miss it. They won't miss
Yeah,
some. She's got like
yeah,
two
yeah.
fistfuls of diamonds. And
It's funny.
he's like, where are you going? To the bathroom? It's like, you don't need diamonds to go to the bathroom. It's like,
Yeah.
"Nah."
But you still see her pants around her ankle, around her knees or whatever, and it's like, "You're naked, stop it!" And it's like, "Who
He's like, I
cares?
can see you. It's like, everybody can
Everybody can
see
see
me. Who
me." Yeah,
cares? It's so funny.
she's
She's
really comedically great in that
she's
moment.
unfortunately passed away, died early of cervical cancer at 40. But
Oh,
she's really
uh,
good.
she's fantastic. I had no idea. It's depressing.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I mean,
you made great stuff. Look at that.
yeah, I was gonna save Uncle Bill for last, but if you want to go into him now, I can. It's up to you.
It doesn't matter.
All right, we're saving Uncle Bill for last. I love
Okay,
Uncle Bill.
okay, fair enough.
All right, so then we got Francois Yip playing Nancy, who is a go-go dancer and girlfriend to Tony, the leader of the dirt bike gang.
But I guess is also kind of part of the gang. So
Right.
she's also racing and such. I don't
Yes.
know.
Ken goes to visit Nancy at the club that she works at, and my girl is in a birdcage with a swing where she dances in a bikini and swings seductively. And
Yeah.
she's in the middle of another cage, which has a tiger just going around
Attacking
her
her,
cage,
basically. Attacking the
pawing at
cage.
her.
Yeah. Like it's intense. Like I was like, that's impressive that you can keep your cool with that. And I'm also like for a
And reminder,
Jackie Chan movies are traditionally more
chaste,
they're
family
more family
friendly.
friendly. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
this
That's
is a
what I was
rated
going
R
with.
movie.
She is like really like scantily clad bikini
She's in a
in that.
bikini, yeah.
Like it's like like legit like not a whole lot. You know what I mean? It was just like, wow. Like I was kind of taken back. Like I don't remember that originally when I saw this movie in the past. I was like, Like I really recognized this time being like, wow, like
Yeah.
Jackie Chan, like I can't believe you
I
let this okay. Like this in the blood. Oh my gosh, you really let a lot go for the American audiences.
see for me, I just couldn't get over the fact that there is a live tiger in a club
Attacking the
in the
cage at a club.
Bronx.
Yeah, in the Bronx. Yeah, exactly. Like
What? No.
New York is famous for their allowed pets.
You will allow a tiger at like Barnum and Bailey Circus at Madison Square Garden for like a week. You are not allowing a tiger to. I thought the
At a club.
live snake in Highlander 3 at a bar was a bit much. I'm like, oh, now
Right.
here's a tiger.
Yeah, it's just a full-on tiger.
Yeah, New York would definitely allow that to happen.
Yeah, sure.
Um, and anyway, Jackie Kyung asked her, like, "Aren't you afraid of the tiger?" And she's like, "We've been friends for a while." I was like, "Okay, she's friends with that
Sure.
tiger." She doesn't do a great job taking care of her younger brother, Danny, even though she obviously cares a great deal for him. Eventually,
Yeah.
she and Kyung become a thing, and she changes into a good girl. And they
Well,
both
I
wear
mean,
good girl.
it was
They
like
wear
this
a good girl sweater and
one.
a good boy sweater together and go on tandem bicycle rides. I was like,
Yeah, I know.
whoa.
It was a quick change. It's funny. But
Yeah.
it was like this whole scene where like he like Danny starts talking about how he really feels about his sister, and that gets her really emotional, and she kind of breaks down, and that was like the thing that changes it all for her kind of deal.
All right.
But yeah.
She's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not an exciting character. She's
No.
gorgeous. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
There's
don't know.
not a
I don't
whole
have much to
lot
say.
here. There's
Yeah.
not a whole lot. I mean, other than her kind of getting that transition of being like, I'm trying to make ends meet to like taking my brother for granted moment. She's allowed to have that moment, which is good. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But again, I wish all that was kind of they combined the two female characters because it just wasn't neither got a full formed character. So,
Um, Danny is Uncle Bill's wheelchair ridden neighbor. Sweet
yep.
kid who seems to have a troubling attraction to his older sister. She's 21 and
Yeah.
she's pretty.
Well, I think he just wants his sister to get on the straight and narrow, I think is what it is. He loves
Okay,
his
but that's the
sister.
first time he describes her.
He
And
mentions
then
it quite a few
and then
times.
he says that she's a student and works a job at the same time. And later, when Kyung asks Danny to remind him what she does for a living, Danny says she's a flight attendant and a model. And I'm like, bro, you cannot want your sister this bad. It is not okay.
I think because his
Plus, he
it's
wears
his
a
best
bitch
friend.
ass Jets hat, and I'm like, I don't like this kid.
That's funny.
I don't care for it.
You don't care for it?
I don't
Yeah,
care for
that's
it.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, and last but definitely not least, Bill Tongue as Uncle Bill.
It's such a small thing, but oh my gosh, does he own it every time he's on
Well,
scene?
Uncle Bill has been his Uncle Bill
Yeah,
since the original police story.
yeah,
Bill Tongue keeps on playing his Uncle Bill all these movies. Love Bill Tongue.
yeah.
He dreams about only owning a market in Manhattan. His grocery market is in the Bronx.
Hmm.
Uncle Bill left Hong Kong like 30 years ago to make a new life and has achieved the American dream. His own market and a pretty large, sweet ass apartment in the Bronx.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, and he's got a new soon-to-be bride.
Yeah, he's invited his nephew Kim to the wedding and look after things while he's away on the honeymoon. To Kim's surprise, Uncle Bill is marrying a black woman. What can I say? Welcome to America, my nephew.
The one of three people of color that we've seen in this movie in the Bronx.
God, that's actually probably very accurate. Maybe
Yeah,
four. I think one of the dirt bike gang
arguably.
members might have been Latino.
Maybe, yeah, because there's the Diamond Heist one.
That guy definitely
There's
says essay at one point.
right. There's Diamond Heist guy. There's the wife he's marrying, and then there is the one dude who's like, "Oh, you were great," and he does the whole like, "You were kung fu," you know.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
and I think that was it.
He had
That I remember.
lines. So that's
He
good.
did have
Good for
lines,
him.
yeah. It's
At least
just
most of them.
really weird for the Bronx.
Mm. Uh, so I gave it a 2.5. I don't have anybody else. Did you have anyone else? Sorry.
No, that's actually what I had up, but I gave it a two. I
Okay.
although I did also did maybe the cops question mark, but I didn't know what else to put in this category.
No, not the
So
cops.
I gave it a 2 and I gave it a score of a 13.
I have a 14
Okay.
because I
All
cheated
right. You
and I don't
you
care.
did cheat.
I don't care.
So 14, are you going it over Waterworld or below
Yes, I'm going
Waterworld?
over Waterworld.
That's the right choice. And then mine's a 13, which is over sudden death, but below Quick and the Dead, which oddly still kind of places it close to each other.
The fact that you have this saying virtuosity is better than this movie.
As again, I told you I had some issues with my rankings because of that, and that's where I felt it, to be
Okay.
honest.
All
So, but
right.
I feel like I should be allowed to change things. You said over Waterworld, right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, I had to update my computer. And that is a 14. And mine is below Quick and the Dead, which we're both below Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
It's just my virtuosity is just really high. I think it's just because of my childhood upbringing. Good Lord, it's just what I was with. I
Where did
don't.
I go wrong as an older brother?
You messed up, but you know what? I don't know. You didn't mess up. I think it's fine. Literally, I have Rumble at 6. You have it at 5. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. And
It's otherwise our top three is exactly the same. I have Virtuosity 4, you have Quick and the Dead 4, and then I have Quick and the Dead, and then you have Rumble. So it's like it's right there.
so a couple of fun tidbits for this. So
Please
this
do with this movie,
the
yeah.
script called for a leap from the top of the parking lot to a fire escape on the floor below the building across the street, right?
Right.
So, as is his custom, director Stanley Tong attempted the stunt before asking any actors to do it.
Really? I didn't
Yep.
know it was a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Stanley Tong is a big time collaborator with Jackie Chan. Um, he tried it with the at first with the cable harness, but quickly decided it would be safer without the harness.
What?
Yeah. The
How is
landing
that safer?
the landing point is not visible from the point where the jump begins. So you can't see where you're
Mm.
jumping. So it's even wilder. So all they
Wow.
could do is put down a piece of tape, like, yeah, this is where you got to jump from. Good luck.
God
Uh,
bless, right?
and
Like
then the
it's
jump was completed perfectly by Jackie Chan on the very first try.
wow. And he
It took
barely
four
made it.
cameras to all get it. Oh, he was so close to hitting that railing. You
Yeah.
could see it even more in like the blooper reels because they're showing it in like,
I
oh
love the Blu-ray because I love how like all of the crew is just like lined up. And it's like I think the one guy who actually is like supposed to translate for the gang is at the very end, close to the camera, is the one that like is the closest to the camera on the blooper reel to be like, oh my God, you made it.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean, operating a camera on a Jackie Chan movie just has to be like, I don't know. I would need like a Quaalude or something to just like chill enough.
it's always
So
amazing too. Like I feel like there's so many moments where um he does something you saw in a movie that seems seamless and amazing, right? And then you see him do it, and then he does this motion where it doesn't seem that bad, but I feel like it should be really bad. You know what I mean? He does this like, oh, like he does
yeah,
this kind of a thing, but he does
right.
that in real life. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 times worse than you're
Maybe if you've
putting
broken
on.
like every bone in your body, you just doesn't feel the same pain the same way as
Maybe, yeah,
everyone
because
else
he
these days.
literally has like
Yeah.
broken every bone. So it's just like when you're seeing him do it, you're just like, ah,
Well, Stanley Tong, the only time that Jackie Chan is actually doubled in this movie, is Stanley does all the driving stunts
oh, really?
himself. So like
Okay.
when Jackie Chan is like reversing through the sorry, through the tractor trailer with the Lamborghini, that's Stanley Tong actually driving the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Stanley was a serious stuntman himself.
Huh.
Uh, well, like Hal Needham, he was that
Right.
kind of guy. So director Stanley Tong sprained his ankle, completing this movie on crutches. Um,
Wow.
Francois Yip, the woman who played Nancy, broke her leg while filming the scene where she rides a motorcycle across the other cars. She insisted returning on set after her leg was plastered at the hospital. Two other stunt women broke their legs during the filming of that motorcycle chase. And of course, Jackie Chan broke his ankle uh,
Famously on the bridge,
jumping onto
yeah.
the hovercraft, and then you get to see like the shoe sock that
Well,
they
the
put over the
shoe
cast.
sock, it's such a detailed shoe sock that
It's
you
amazing.
and he puts the two together so you like, wow, you literally can't tell the two apart, even though it really is a sock,
And he
right?
zips up his
But it's
jeans
not a
over it.
zip,
Yeah.
it's a Velcro.
Oh, you're right. It's a Velcro. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Velcro pants and you can't tell. It's insane because
No, it
that meant
looks
he
awesome.
continued to do stunt work in a
I
cast.
think like that he was doing like anything like hanging off stuff. He could still do
Right.
that. But
Not putting weight on
Jackie
it.
Chan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Crazy.
this movie was released in Hong Kong and China in 95.
Okay.
New Line Cinema acquired the international distribution and commissioned a new music score and an English dub, which Jackie Chan participated in. And they added in like a scene of Kyung's airplane flying into JFK. Three scenes were added exclusively for the international version. A shot of the syndicate's car pulling up to the diamond deal wasn't even in the original version.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's see why it's
so
necessary.
it would have been even more confusing for you.
Yeah.
Kyung and Nancy escaping from the nightclub after the bikers spot them together, and White Tiger taking a golf shot before his subordinate approaches him with his phone. So that putt just added that putt.
Okay.
None of those
Sure.
scenes are in the original Hong Kong release. But in comparison,
Why
the Hong
not?
Kong version, 17 minutes of cuts were made, and the new English dub changed some of the context of the characters' conversations. Kyung being a cop and having a girlfriend in Hong Kong is never mentioned in the version we see.
Oh, okay. No, well, a girlfriend in Hong Kong?
Yeah,
Whoa, cheater.
unless he's lying about it. I don't know. I'd have to see that
Yeah,
version.
man, I don't know. Yeah.
Uh, Kyung's father being shot by a robber years ago is also never mentioned, which also would help his motivation to always want to help. Shit, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Much more editing.
Sorry. Um, let's see. In the New Line Cinema Emmett, Lane buys the grocery store upon her first meeting with Uncle. Not sorry. In the American version, she buys the first meeting, the market in the shop. But in the Hong Kong version, she decides to buy the market at Bill's wedding. So this movie had a budget of $7.5 million, which is a little over $15.5 million, and a worldwide gross of a little over 36.2 million, which in today's money is like a little over 75 million. Huge hit. Jackie Chan finally broke through into North America after trying since like the 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, 1980 he had Cannonball Run,
Mm,
and he did one other movie too,
okay.
which was supposed to be his American release. And but he kept on having like American Hollywood directors direct these movies for him when he was trying to break in. Wasn't working. And like
Yeah.
Jack is like, yeah, these guys just didn't know how to use me right. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, he's right. So this movie debuted at number one in its debut weekend. Other debuts that week are Before and After, which is a Meryl Streep and Liam Neeson movie where their son is accused of murdering his girlfriend. Never heard of
Okay.
it. Sounds interesting. Which that came at number seven. Mary Riley. Julia Roberts is Dr. Jekyll's housemaid. Came
I
at
know
number
that movie.
eight.
Okay, yeah.
Did you remember it because I said it so quietly?
No,
You don't remember that trailer?
I
They say it.
don't.
They literally like whisper Mary Riley like 10,000
Do
times. I
they?
think. Yeah, I think
I remember the
it's
movie, but yeah, I don't remember the
Malkovich. I
trailer.
think John
Okay.
Malkovich ends up playing Dr. Jekyll in that.
Gotcha.
It's okay. And Unforgettable, which came in at like number like 14 or 12 or something like that. And Ray Liotta is a medical examiner using an experimental memory transference drug to unravel the mystery of his wife's brutal murder.
Okay.
Yeah. So never saw that either. But yeah, Rumble in the Bronx. So I cheated a little bit since this got released in the US in 96, but I don't
I,
care.
I mean, it's got to be pretty close to
I
when
want to talk about
Rush
Jackie
Hour
Chan.
comes out, right?
Uh,
With
Jack,
98? Is it
this movie
98?
98 when Rush Hour comes out. This movie comes out in
Okay.
96. Yeah.
Okay. So it's close.
He still has First Strike coming out in America afterwards, which is also a moneymaker. And then,
Good movie.
yes, the ladder fight.
I actually think that, yeah, it's a better movie overall than Rumble in the Bronx.
Close.
I think it's overall better. But yeah.
Okay.
The ladder fight alone.
Mm.
But yeah.
So next week, we only have two movies left, right?
Is this yours then? Did I do
Yep.
Rumble? So it's your
Rumble
pick.
in the Bronx. It's my pick. We only have 2 movies left.
Okay, it better be what I think it is. I would assume it
Well,
is.
Tim, it's time for you and I to have a little chit chat
There it is. Okay.
with Robert Rath.
I was like, this has
Sylvester
to be Patch's
Stallone,
pick.
Julianne Moore, and the immortal, the god, Antonio Banderas. Chit chat.
This is a really cool movie.
I
I'm
love
excited.
Assassins. I
I
can't
haven't
wait.
seen it in forever, so I'm excited to check it back out because it's a really cool movie. The two of them just turn it up a notch. Like there's such a
Antonio
better
Man-
Stallone movie than the last one.
Antonio Banderas is incredible in this movie. Stallone does one of his best performances. He's very
Yeah,
funny in that movie, if I remember correctly, and also a good
more
lead man.
subtle. Yeah,
And Julianne Moore is fantastic.
yeah, it's really great.
You have to feel. Oh, we forgot to do Body Mass Alone.
We did
We should do it right
time
now.
out. Just do it right now.
Yeah,
I gave it a 7.
7. That's like the highest one we've given it.
Dude, in that onesie scene, he's jacked.
Yeah,
His
no,
arms are huge.
never shows tummy, but yeah, it does.
No, but his arms are big.
his biceps are—they're not Stallone big, but they are big.
No, but they're popping. It's actually some of the biggest biceps I've seen from him.
Yeah, well, having all the cutoffs, people's shirts helps.
They're big, man.
Looked like they was restricting blood to his arms, so they were really
Yeah.
the veins are going.
They're big.
I would America's favorite game, Tim.
I,
Shit, sorry, my fault. Anyway,
You're fine.
I gave it a 4 because I gave Judge Dredd a 5, so I had to go below.
no, it's
But
better. It's better.
okay,
There's too
all
many
right.
cutoffs. I'm going 7. I'm sticking to it.
I don't think we get Mortal Kombat that high of a grade.
Stallone, you got next week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That
Stallone, I don't think shows any biceps in Assassins, but all right.
in that one scene, I was like, dude is got it. Like
Got the guns, yeah.
Like I mean, I think if any time I'm doing notes, I'm like, whoa, that's got to be high. So that
Okay.
that moment gave me a whoa. Dude's jacked.
Yeah. All right. So I got nothing else. You got anything else? I think that's
That's
a
it.
rental. So
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
I tried to get the Blu-ray for that one, but it was like $100. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Whoa.
They didn't
Wow.
print enough of them, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm good, man. All I need. I'm excited. Let's do it.
So tired of coughing. All right, that is it for us. Please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. Peace out.
I'm cold. Freezing my butt off.